Kenya's president says his security forces have finally defeated the terrorists who attacked that upscale mall in Nairobi. President Kenyatta confirmed today 61 civilians were killed in the four-day siege. 6 members of the Kenyan security forces also died, along with at least 5 of the terrorists. 11 other suspects are now in custody. Stuart Greer is in Nairobi once again for us tonight. Stuart?
Donna, after a tense and deadly 4 days of fighting with militants, Kenyan authorities have declared victory, saying the standoff is all but over. Sounds of explosions and gunfire echoed across the Kenyan capital as government forces wrapped up their operation at the smoldering Westgate Mall. By evening, President Kenyatta was confident enough to appear on national television to declare the siege was finally over.
We have ashamed and defeated our attackers. That part of our task has been completed.
5 militants were shot dead by government forces who were seen taking a body from the mall. But they too suffered losses, with 6 soldiers dying in the fighting. And the government warned the number of civilian deaths could rise after 3 floors of the mall collapsed, burying both militants and their victims in the rubble. Nairobi's morgues are being warned to expect more bodies, 50 to 60 people still unaccounted for.
My first time to them went to the mortuary, and I've seen my father being the first man to die.
At the Canadian High Commission, where security has been beefed up, the Maple Leaf flew at half-mast in honor of diplomat Anne-Marie Deloge, one of the 2 Canadian victims. Despite the government's declaration of victory, Al-Shabaab remained defiant. Earlier in the day, it issued an unverifiable picture of militants in the mall, claiming on Twitter they were still holding their ground. The Kenyan government suspects as many as 4 of the attackers were recruited from the West.
From the information that we have, 2 or 3 Americans, and I think so far I've heard of 1 Brit.
Meanwhile, astonishing tales of survival continue to emerge. A brave 4-year-old British boy saved his injured mother and sister by confronting one of the terrorists, calling him a very bad man. Amazingly, the attacker handed the child a Mars bar before asking for forgiveness and sparing his family. The Kenyan president has declared 3 days of national mourning, but there are some lingering doubts here as to whether this is really over or not. That's because the government has already once announced that the siege was ending and then the fighting continued. If we don't hear any more gunfire or explosions coming from the mall tomorrow, this could indeed be the end. Donna.
An uneasy, calm Stuart Greer in Nairobi. Thank you.